these circumstances as a reindeer.
Reindeer.
Is it going to reindeer? Well, the trouble is, it's a bit chopped off at the top, isn't it? It's a bit chopped off at the top. Good afternoon, everybody. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Brew at 2. I also have my Christmas gloves on. That's not because I was feeling festive, that's because my fingers were cold. So, hello and welcome to Tuesday afternoon on the FYLDE coast. As you can see, it's looking rather grey. If you saw the live walkabout video that I did yesterday, it was bitterly cold, I might tell you, on that beach. Bitterly cold. I think I really ought to have had something a little bit lower, didn't I? Either that or I need my chair a little bit lower. Are you ready?
Did you miss me last week? No.
Shall we think about that? It's here today. Is that better? Oh, that's better. You can see my antlers now, look. I've got visions of my chair going bang down to the bottom. There you go. Can't be having my antlers chopped off, can we? Although when T-Boy brought me my cup of tea just then, I went nay to him, which I don't think is right, really, is it? Because these are clearly reindeer antlers, not horse antlers, because horses don't have antlers. So that just kind of sets the scene, doesn't it, for another hour of, well, frankly, if you can follow the conversation, you're a better man than we are. But it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you all here with us today. We've got a busy show as usual. I've got lots of things to tell you, and we've got some jokes, and we've got both of the T-Boys in residence this week. Both of the T-Boys. We've just about recovered from our Christmas festivities last week. We're just having a little bit of a breather before we get ready for doing it all again next week. Well, not all again, but slightly. So, where shall we begin? Let's begin at the beginning. Well, for a kick-off, we have our bat map. We don't have any new bats to welcome this week. Bats all have their own Brew at 2 mug and join in on a weekly basis with a nice cup of tea. It's always a nice cup of tea, isn't it? Not a nasty one. If you would like a mug, if you would like to buy somebody a mug for Christmas, the link to get them is in the description underneath the video. And everything that you buy or contribute or do, or super chats and super stickers and all that kind of stuff, helps us to continue producing new content for you. So that's the advertising slot. So last week, the switch on. That's the switch on last week. Well, where shall I begin? Well, first of all, it was an absolutely lovely event. We had a really nice afternoon. I would imagine your bats that are with us this afternoon have all seen the video. You've all watched that. It was a really nice community afternoon. We had singing, we had a bit of dancing, we did a few sort of band dancey waltzy type things on Victoria Road West. A lot of that was to keep warm because it was bitterly cold. Though quite a few bats came along to see us as well, which was lovely. Some of you I asked your names and then promptly forgot them, which is what you would expect me to do. Dazza 1972 has just made the observation that Kevin's videoing was interesting.
Awful.
We shall be providing nausea tablets for next time he does any videoing. I said to him, because we'd not got, well, I mean, if you were there, you'd know that it was all put together on a shoestring. So we'd scratched around sort of looking for somebody
I have to point out, T-boy in training, videographer in training.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. We'd scratched around looking for a celebrity to switch the lights on and couldn't find one at short notice. So we invited Santa, and he did a very good job, I have to say. And we didn't. It never even entered my head that we might need a master of ceremonies or a compere or somebody to do the introductions. So I ended up doing that as well. So in between disappearing at my own flu, I couldn't obviously video myself doing the switch on countdown. So I said to T-boy in training, would you like to take this and go and video the switch on? Well, it was everywhere. It was off like this, and I felt sick watching it, never mind you. So he's got a lot to learn about holding the camera still. But nonetheless, it was a really nice event, and we had loads of really good feedback. And the thing that I've kept saying, and I'm going to say it again at risk of sounding like a budgie, it wouldn't have been anything without everybody that got involved, joined in, contributed, turned up, supported it, and all the rest of it. So it was a really nice team effort, from Team Cleveley's. One or two people commented about my Santa hat. So I thought I would. Bells should be ringing. Our physics teacher used to say that, didn't he, Kevin? Bells should be ringing. Bells should be ringing. He was a funny bloke, our physics teacher. So I thought I would just share my little tip with you. I do believe that we bought this hat the last time Christy came to our Christmas parties, and I chose to wear this one because it's got a lining in it which made it a little bit warmer. I've got quite a selection of Santa hats. So I've actually sewn the little bells on round there and on the end of there. So it's nothing more than a cheap Poundland hat, albeit a bit of a sparkly one, with some little bells sewn on. Now, when I was in Home Bargains on Friday afternoon, I happened to notice that they've got some bells. So if you want to do the same, Poundland Santa hat and some little bells, and then you too can jingle like me. Anyway, on Thursday afternoon, one of the visitors, yeah, John says you've got to stick to making the tea and not videoing. He doesn't even do that, John. Doesn't even do that. Oh, apparently I missed Denise's birthday on the 23rd of November. Let's check the calendar, Denise, and make sure that you're on it. Let's check the calendar, just in passing. I'll tell you something, there's a right cold draft blowing around my legs in here. Oh, you're not on, Denise. Oh, what's Denise DB? Denise DB, I've put you on. You can have a postscript mention. So among all the visitors that came to see us on Thursday afternoon was Carol and Heather, and they'd come all the way from Manchester, and they were having a couple of days in Blackpool, and they came it's north, so it's up to Cleveley's, and they brought me a present. Now, you might remember me collecting this lovely diamond painting that Heather had made, which I collected from Chris Higgett back in the summer. And of course that's Mary's shell looking through that porthole on the thing, which is very nice indeed. Well, they'd said that they were going to bring me another one, and that's what they did. Are you ready? Drum roll and fanfare. Da, 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 da. Ain't that clever? It's really, really good. Apart from that bit, not keen on that bit. Can we cover that bit up? I think that improves it. It's really, really clever. How on earth you match colours? Because that's the photograph that I'd used when I'd been sharing the news about Chrissy. And how you've matched the colours to make it look so lifelike, I've got no idea, because it's absolutely true to the picture. Excellent, very clever. Very well done. So thank you ever so much for that. Thank you ever so much for that. And while we're on the subject of prezzies, I have a trip this week to Mr. Daniel at Phillips Jewellers in Cleveland. People I know have sent some post to Chris Higgitt's. So it's kind of my intention to try to get to Blackpool next week. So I'm going to go see if I can track Chris down and collect whatever I've got. But I have to go to see Mr. Daniel at Phillips Jewellers in Cleveland, whereupon I shall collect some more Christmas presents and some more cards, which you lovely people have been sending in. And of course I have got some other, it all comes in. Carol, you should have kept your mouth shut there. We were all thinking that you were geniuses. It all comes in a kit, apparently. So I have some cards here that we've already received. So, of course, we got the exceptionally funny Boxing Day poll last week. That was just so funny. I think that one might have to make a regular reoccurrence throughout 2023 from Eric and Christine. So we've got a Boxing Day poll. In fact, just a minute. I have an empty box here. Which will elevate the Christmas cards, and I can put them on there and stand them all up. So there you go. We've got the Boxing Day poll. There's one here from the Midlands girl. Have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year. And this was came with the sea glass necklace from Chris Higgett, and I've had that for weeks. So I put them all together, all on one side, because we've got all our Christmas cards on the cupboard in our living room. So I've kept all yours, and then I thought we could share them. And this one is from Donna, Stephen and Caitlin from Wigan that came to see us last week at the craft fair. And this one is from Gary and Maxine at Century YouTube channel, and that one came from Chris Higgitt's. I think these two original ones date all the way back to something like September. I've had them ages. Let's put that one in the back because that's a bit taller. It's better. And then on Saturday, one turned up with another frightening picture on the front of a grinning buffoon, which I thought was very good, very good. And I opened this because it came via Moonpig, and I thought it was from some family friends that we've got in America who sometimes send cards via Moonpig. And this one is from Stephen Gately. So thank you ever so much for that, Stephen. That's really nice. And then there's another one here, and this one's addressed to Rabbit Towers. I don't know why I'm covering it up, because everybody knows where I live. Wouldn't exactly take a lot to find it, would it? So let's see who this is from. I've saved this one, look. I've saved it to open with you, because I knew it was from a bat when it said from Rabbit Towers. Oh, it's from Lorraine, Stephen, Emily and Hannah Goddard, who are our friends that also like Lego, and I've got something to tell you later. And it says, to Jane, Kevin and Derek, best wishes from Lorraine, Stephen, Emily and Hannah. Thank you for my lovely driftwood cottages. Please keep them coming. And not forgetting Muffin. There you go. Oh, Andy. And Andy. Oh, is it your birthday on Boxing Day, Andy? My granddad had a birthday on Boxing Day. Let me write you down, because I've got Liz. Don't spoil the surprise. 26th and beach. Right, that's that one then. If I've got to try and catch him quickly as they're coming up past me. Right, so that's that. So I'll put that in there. That's that excitement. They look nice. And then when we've done our last brew at 2, I'll take them upstairs and put them on on the cupboard with all our family ones, because you are out part of our family, aren't you? So that was that. And then yesterday we were supposed to be beach cleaning, and you all know what happened yesterday. I opened the blinds yesterday morning at about 10 to 8. And as I pulled it back, I thought, oh, it's very bright out there. And it was all, oh, you're firing birthdays at me. Stephen Blythe tomorrow. What day is tomorrow? 14th. Let me write that down before I forget. Oh, I think I need a secretary. I think I need, mind you, having said that, the secretary would be a lot slower than me, wouldn't it? Carol's is on the 3rd of January. Shall we get all the birthdays over with in one strike? Any more coming up in December and January? If you want to shout out, now's your chance. So, what was I saying then? Yes, so yesterday I opened the blinds and the world had all gone white. It had all turned into snow and ice and whatnot. And then this morning we were supposed to be doing Care for Cleveley's. And that went the same way. So it's all kind of got frosted off. It's all got frosted off this week. So, well, we're having a rest. On Friday, I felt like I got a hangover. You're very quiet in that corner, T-boy in training.
Me?
What are you doing?
Me? My wife has set me a couple of tasks.
So you were actually working
I
then?
was
You
working.
weren't-
Can I put your hat on? I have got your hat on. Hip, 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 hooray.
You weren't,
Yeah, I've got
you weren't sitting
Hey?
watching me on YouTube, were you,
Oh,
then,
no.
quietly?
Have you shown them that yet? Because that's very good.
Yes.
Have you?
Ah, he wasn't listening, was he?
No, I wasn't.
He wasn't listening.
Hello. Hello.
I'm just saying that we felt like we got a hangover on Friday.
Oh, it was a lot of hard work.
It was a lot of
It was very
work.
enjoyable.
It was very good fun.
Yes, Santa was dancing and waving his arms about.
Dad dancing, I think, was
Dad
the
dancing.
description.
Yes, you never see Santa and Kevin at the same time, do you? Have you noticed that? It's a bit like Superman.
I tell you what.
Go on then.
I tell you
Tell me.
what. It's not exactly what you might call a closely guarded secret. But if you're in the Brew at 2 chat group, I'll pop our proper address. Then you can just send them straight to you for next week. Broad.
We've got a balcony up front. We could do Brew at 2 live and an audience in front, couldn't we?
You know, King Charles.
Yeah, it's not. It'd not be good for viewing stats when you said thumbs up. They'd all be there going thumbs up. You prefer me back in my corner, don't you? Really?
Yeah, I think I'm balanced.
Yeah,
I just get really suspicious when he goes really quiet, because it either means he's asleep, he's thinking, which is usually dangerous. Yes, this is live, Graham.
I might go reindeer hunting.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not.
Anyway, we are getting ourselves organised for next week. We are trying to recover and recompose our composure.
You're annoying. I'm sorry.
I bought him a new toy, which perhaps
That's my next year's toy, my jingle stick.
this is his Father Christmas. The proper professional Father Christmas had bells, you see. So I thought we'd better get some.
You thought I'd stick some bells on him and then
We'd
I'll
better
know.
get some bells for Kevin.
And then I'll know where he is.
So and I can't quite remember, where did they come from? Yeah, they came from Home Bargains as well. If you know somebody with kids and you dislike the parents, you could perhaps buy one of these for Christmas. That's what you do, isn't it? Ages 3+. I thought it was very nice though.
What do you know about Facebook?
Everything.
So next week
How do you follow
we
that?
are.
Follow.
No, you've liked it. Oh,
we
that's fine.
are having our Christmas meal.
That should be all. If you want to finish it.
Joan wants to know if you've passed wind, and that's why I've sent you back in your corner.
He's always passing wind, especially after 8
Joan.
o'clock at night.
Don't be rude. How dare you insinuate that I would dare live on air? Oh! There he goes. I was actually watching this morning. I was actually watching this morning on ITV. Not sure what the programme is, but it's where they've got that doctor and they do the Strictly dance routine at the end of it. And they were telling people what to do if somebody choked this Christmas. And choking, severe choking, there's different degrees of choking. And one of them is slap 'em hard on the back.
Yeah.
And the other one was to get them there and go, "Ooh," and I thought,
Which is the Heimlich manoeuvre.
Heimlich manoeuvre.
Heimlich, not Heimlich.
Heimlich. And I thought, well, the object would still be stuck in my throat, but I'd probably pass wind if they did that to me. They'd probably get a response that they weren't expecting. Oh no, it wasn't that was stuck.
You can always rely on Kevin, can't you, to lower tone?
Get back in your box.
He had a choke dummy, and it works live on air.
I don't know. What are we like? Whatever next, June. That's your fault, That's your fault for setting him off and egging him on. Anyway, as I was saying, on Wednesday next week, we're going for the Beach Buddies Christmas meal, which is very, very good fun. I don't know whether Liz and Andy are coming this year, but if you're not, you don't know what you're missing and you need to get your name down next year. So we go upstairs in the venue, basically, so that we can be raucous, naughty, and make a lot of noise and not annoy everybody else.
And practice Heimlich manoeuvre.
Practice Heimlich manoeuvre on Kevin. So we have a big square table with like a gap in the middle, and we have our Christmas meal, and then we. Yes, the lady with the sausage dog in the trolley, I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then when we're in between courses, we play games and party poppers and that kind of thing. Andy, I think you might be in with a look. I shall consult with Nora. Because we restrict it. There's posts in the venue upstairs that hold the ceiling up. So we restrict it to 24 people because you can only get a table of 24 in that space. Otherwise, if you've got like 28, you end up with 4 people sat on their own. And I don't like that. I don't like it when people are sat on their own. And I don't think we were quite up to number, but I shall ask. Let me write that down because I'll be wondering why I've written Andy and Liz down. So yes, so that's on Wednesday. So that'll be quite good fun. No, we don't play Twister, Christine. We're all too old for Twister. But we do play a variety of other Christmas games. Can you imagine? Brenda, can you imagine doing Twister after your Christmas dinner?
Yes, we all play Twister and then we race each other to hospital in an ambulance. See who gets there first. Stop coughing. And then on Thursday, me and my friends are going to Panto. Oh, yes, we are. That was me egging everybody on. I know quite a few people have been to Panto or are going to Panto or have got the tickets booked. I know Mark Dodsworth had been, and and he said it was very good and he wasn't going to tell us what the punchline was and spoil it. So we're looking forward to that, and then it'll be just about Christmas before we know it. So busy week next week, plus a few coffees and various different things. And then on the 3rd of January, we start it all again with a recruitment event at the Dickens for Care for Cleveland's. So next Thursday, Andy, we're going next Thursday. So if you want to be part of a group of people who are, well, slightly sillier than average, I think it's fair to say, you need to come to the Dickens pub, the one opposite B&M Bargains in Cleveland's, on the 3rd of January, but I will be reminding you. In fact, it's the same day as Brew at 2. I'll remind you next week. So that's kind of what we've been doing and where we've been up to. So, Mark says, in the 2006 guidelines of the American Red Cross, the term Heimlich manoeuvre was replaced with the term abdominal thrust. Is that not something off the Rocky Horror Show? Or is that the pelvic thrust? I think that's the pelvic one, isn't it? We'll all be singing that now all afternoon. Should that say thespians, Gren? I'm in Blackpool on Monday night watching my Ephesians in a show Frozen at the Leighton Institute. Thespians? If not, we're all ears. We'd like to know what Ephesians is. Ephesians. Oh, Donna's going to see White Christmas tomorrow in Liverpool. Very good. Excellent. So, and as you can tell, I've got a bit of a cold. My snitch is running. I've been coughing again. Let's find a space to put that in. Just looking at the bats. T-Boy was supposed to be doing me a new sign for the wall that was a little bit more in keeping with a design company, but he's not. He's neglected his duties. And I just noticed them as I turned round. He gave them back to me yesterday and said, why have I got these? I said, because you were supposed to be doing a sign.
Oh, bless.
Can't get the staff, can you? Julie's got COVID. Oh, do you feel rotten, Julie, or are you not too bad? Richard's here. Hi, Richard. Richard's coming to the recruitment event on the 3rd. Right, I think at that point we'll lower the tone and we will dive into the joke book. We will dive into the joke book. Where's my joke book? Where's my joke book? We'll have the old ones and the best ones. Andrew's been drumming in Panto in Wigan, and he says it's great fun and lovely to hear laughter live again after 2 years. I bet, I'll make a prediction now, shall I bet when we get to Panto, we miss half of it for laughing.
We'll get thrown out.
You know when he says it's great to hear laughter live after 2 years? It only takes me that long to get jokes.
There'll be Kevin and Keith sat together saying, what did he say? I didn't get that. There'll be all little kids killing themselves laughing. Sausage dog. Carol was talking to a lady with a yellow vest on, and a sausage dog, and that was Jennifer. And I don't know whether anybody picked up one of those little knitted angels, but Jennifer had made those, and they were really, really nice, and it was really kind of her to do it. And they were little random acts of kindness left by the Care for Cleveland's team. Right, are you ready for a joke? And Jennifer's a new volunteer, but everybody's welcome in Cleveland's. First one, I opened the page at. Yes, Fiona, there is a brew at 2 next week, but not the week after. So I'm getting ready for Christmas. I've got my antlers on. Oh, Christine. Anyone else like leftover curry for breakfast?
Me.
No way.
I won't even have curry for breakfast.
No, absolutely not. Right, a man walks up to the counter in a chemist's shop and says, "Excuse me, have you got..." It's never buffering when I'm sat right next to Router. Surely.
No.
I think it's buffering, Eric. It's just mine's just gone off. Have you kicked that socket again, Kevin?
I didn't, did I?
I don't know because it went off.
Is it back?
It's back on now.
Blame me.
Are you ready? The marriage of two TV aerials, Kevin.
Yes.
Are you listening? Come here and sit down. While we're doing jokes, because it's just as much fun laughing at Kevin.
It's embarrassing this because I
trying
don't
to
get
jokes.
him.
Well, that's why you.
I don't
That's
get
why
him.
I've sent for you.
That's why you sit
I'll
in
tell you
there.
what. If I understand it, I'll give you some of that as well.
You could take them out of the box, couldn't you? Instead of just
I've
wrapping-
tried. I've tried. It's complicated.
Trying, all right.
For a 3-year-old kid, and he can't get out of the box. So one that's got bad hands has got to do it.
Yeah.
I ask you,
I'd have done that.
what's it
I'd
like?
have done.
There you go, darling.
Thank you.
The marriage of two TV aerials. Stop it!
E.
Two TV aerials meet, fall in love, and get married. Everyone agreed afterwards that the ceremony had been awful, but the reception was excellent.
Hey! Get that one.
Got that one.
Got that one.
A beautiful woman and her doctor. A beautiful woman asks her doctor, "Doctor, please, will you give me a kiss?" "Goodness me, no," says the doctor. "That would be completely against my code of ethics." "Oh, please," begs the woman. "Just one kiss." "Certainly not," says the doctor. "Strictly speaking, we shouldn't even be having sex." I read that one before I read it out.
She's gone.
Open mouth insert foot.
Yeah.
There's another one here that might be a bit risky. Two small children peering into a nudist camp. Two small children find a hole in the fence by a nudist camp. One peers in through the hole and the other one asks, "Are there men or ladies in there?" "I can't tell," says the first one. "None of them have got any clothes on."
Oh dear.
Can only tell whether the men or women if they've got clothes on.
Who can?
Oh bloody hell, Kevin.
Who can? Kids. Oh.
Jokes about idiots. These will be good.
Yeah, underwrote 'em.
Did you hear about the idiot traffic warden? He booked a steamroller for having bolt tyres. Did you hear about the idiot who got sacked from his job in the banana factory?
Well,
He kept throwing out all the pen ones.
Oh dear.
Now this one is Kevin. Did you hear about the idiot lorry driver? He drove over a cliff because he wanted to test his air brakes.
Kevin.
You don't get that one. Did you hear about the idiot letter bomber? He put his own name and address on the back of a parcel under the heading, "In case of non-delivery."
Oh dear.
I don't get that myself. Did you
Read
hear
it.
about the idiot space expedition? They didn't manage to get their rocket to lift off because they couldn't find a milk bottle big enough. Oh, to stand it in. On bonfire night, you put your rocket in a milk bottle, didn't you, and lit it? And it went,
That's going back a bit, isn't it?
and I don't get that one at all. Did you hear about the idiots who tried to climb Mount Everest? They ran out of scaffolding.
Yeah. Scaffolding up Mount Everest. It's marginally funny.
No, I don't get that, do you?
That's a cracker joke.
No, that's not even a cracker joke, that. Right, we'll move on. We'll move on now. Oh, I'm getting warm now.
Have you finished with the idiot?
Yeah, you can put
Can I
the
go-
rattle away.
That's what we need for you. It needs some of them pointy shoes that have got a bell on end, and one of them 3-pointed hats that they used to have. You know, in
Jester.
that's the one in Henry VIII's day when they had court and they employed an idiot to entertain them. That could be all.
My work here as a dopey idiot is done.
Very noisy, that, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Seriously, if you know somebody that you don't like and you want to annoy them, buy one of these for the kids for Christmas.
Did you not buy that for me?
Very loud. Well, I must not like myself then, must I? Right. Scams. Being a little bit more grown up about things, shall we? Loads. No, it'll not last. It'll not last. There's loads of scams doing the rounds, so just for goodness sake, be careful. Christmas scams, they are abounding at the moment. Nobody's offered me any money this week. Yes, that's the one. Mr. Majika off Rent-A-Ghost. I used to love watching Rent-A-Ghost. Used to love that. And did you know that Audrey off Coronation Street was, I can't remember her name, but she was on Rent-A-Ghost. Audrey. Audrey. Not Carla. Sorry. We were talking about scams, weren't we? So somebody has sent me an email saying, please send my invoice with my best prices. They're in a hurry to order, not order, order before Christmas. If the job is cancelled, then there's a $150 cancellation fee. So be careful if you get any emails that look as if you're supposed to do something in return. You're probably not. They're probably just trying to trick you into putting some malware onto your computer. Because when you click on things, that's how you get bugs and viruses on your computer. And then the next one I got was from Robert Bailey, who said, respond to me for a partnership. Donation for you to support a charity in your community in need. If yes, reply me for more details. That's another dead giveaway when they can't string a sentence together. I know that's a... That's you out then, Kevin.
That must be a scammer.
I know in this day and age of typing on your phone and texting and all the rest of it, that we all write rubbish at times. But if you get something that looks as if it's supposed to be a proper email and it don't make any sense, it's often a good sign that it's a scam. So just be careful. Be careful. I would hate for anybody to get scammed, especially so near to Christmas. It's not cricket, is it? The lady with the sausage dog didn't know I do YouTube. Well, that's bad, isn't it? We shall have to enlighten her. Right, so last week, we were talking about Lego. Now, T-Boy is a man of few words, and he'll often send me his perpetually glued to his iPad. So every time he sits down, iPad comes out and what he finds to look at, I've got no idea. I've got no idea. But he's a man of few words, and he'll just send me links that he's found to things on Facebook and Pinterest and whatnot. So the other day he'd sent me one, and all he put was wow, 3 letters, wow. I thought, oh, what's this? What's this? So I looked at it, and I have to say, it got a round of applause for that one, because it was a wow. It was a wow indeed. Anybody that's interested in Lego, there is, do you know, I couldn't even tell you what it's called. The name of it was Brickfest. The name of it was a minor detail. There is a Brickfest event coming to the Olympia at Blackpool Winter Gardens. Da, 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 da. Drum roll. So we've booked our tickets. It's on the Saturday the 8th of April. There's early bird tickets that get you in early, as you might expect. And I think you get a gift or something. I think you get something or other. I don't know, some Lego. An early entry.
6 stud, what's it?
Yeah, it'd be a six stud plate. And then ordinary admission is from 11 o'clock. So I've booked that because I know there's no way we'll be up and about and in Blackpool before 11 o'clock. Not when I've got these two to organise and get ready and get dressed.
Yeah.
Make sure they've both got a clean hanky and they've, you know, cleaned the teeth and had a wee.
Toilet.
Got my jingle stick.
Yeah, got his jingle stick. So that's where we're going on Saturday the 8th of April. So the next question we've got is, will we get away with taking Muffin in his pram? Because it's a long time to leave him, and that's another story as well. I'll tell you about Muffin in a minute. It's a long time to leave him. It's a long time to leave him, and if it's if it's like this, if it's grey and cold and wet and rainy, not a problem. We should go to Blackpool. We should go to the event. We should come back home. But if it's a nice day and it's sunny and all the rest of it, we want to just loiter and dawdle and, you know, have a nice day out. So I wondered, I did actually suggest to T-Boy that it's no different to taking a child in a pram. Muffin probably will be more interested than a child in a pram. He'd probably take a lot more notice of what was happening around him. So would we get away with it if we bought him a ticket? There's the thing. So, yes, so that's our little bit of excitement and something to look forward to on the 8th of April. So, on the subject of Muffin...
So we might bring you a film back.
Yeah, we might bring you a film back if you would.
3 go to Lego.
So, Muffin, yes. Did I tell you last Wednesday he'd started coughing? I know I told my real life friend. So Wednesday morning after it couldn't have been because it was after Brew too. He started coughing. So Kevin took him to the vet. He gets a lot of things wrong with him, does our Muffin. So the vet said he's got an infection. His glands are swollen in his neck. He's got a throat infection. It seems to be in his throat, not in his lungs. So Thursday came and he kind of carried on coughing. And was it Friday you took him back to the vet? So Thursday, weren't it?
Yeah, he's on first name terms with us. Oh, Andrew. Oh, Andrew. Oh, Muffin. Sorry about that.
So he took him back to the vets, and they ended up keeping him in, putting him on oxygen, a drip. What did they give him?
They gave him antibiotics and
that was it.
steroids,
IV antibiotics and steroids.
intravenously.
Put him on in an oxygen tent.
Poor. I'm going to say poor book. Poor lad.
And then informed us that he's showing signs of tracheal collapse.
Explain it.
Exactly.
which basically means that your trachea, your
Small dogs are prone to it.
your windpipe. It's like a flex on a hoover. It's sort of pieces of cartilage that hold one another together, which means that your neck can bend rather than it, being stuck like a copper pipe.
But they did say he'd got some infection, so his lymph nodes were up and they were closing it even more.
You didn't tell us that bit.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
If you want to know what's wrong with Muffin, if you watch YouTube afterwards.
Yeah. So when they get tracheal collapse, the rings of cartilage in the trachea literally collapse, and it sort of constricts and makes them cough and affects their airway. So as you can imagine, it's a little bit. It's a little bit, not desirable and can be life-threatening.
Tell them advice he gave us.
What did it? Oh, you'll tell him.
I'll tell you what advice. So obviously I was a little bit concerned because
And small dogs are prone to it.
small dogs are prone to it, and obviously if you're a bit like we said about choking,
Yeah.
if you can't breathe, you've only got a few minutes before something
goes.
happens. So he says you may get an episode where he can't breathe at all. He says he may collapse, but then his body will relax and he'll recover. Thought, nice. He says, but then he might not be able to breathe at all. He says, in which case you've got to blow over his face.
In other words, give him CPR.
CPR, give him oxygen, and get him here as soon as you can.
And you've only got a few minutes, and it's a two-man job.
And it's a two-man job.
Because you need one to drive while other one gives the dog CPR sat on back seat.
And nearest place to here is St Anne's in an emergency on a weekend, which is how many miles?
Oh, God, it's
6?
it's a weekend in middle of Blackpool illuminations and Christmas. I think you'd be looking at 3/4 of an hour.
You'd be blowing a long time, wouldn't you? And there'd be 2 patients by the time you got there.
Well, it'd be dead,
We're
wouldn't it?
laughing because fingers crossed.
Anyway,
It
the
seems to
good
have made
news
a-
is
yeah.
the good news is that after all that, it seems to have simmered down slightly.
Yes.
But we did in the end ask the vet for some tranquilizers, because every time, I mean, he's a Whittacan Muffin, honestly. He's a Whittacan, and it's like least little thing. You've only got to rattle a feather in his. So in the end, we said, can we have some tranquilizers for him, because getting agitated is making him cough, and it's really distressing to watch. I mean, he literally, coughed himself sick, didn't he, practically?
Yeah.
So that, I think, took the edge off it. So fingers crossed, we've got over that particular hump, and he seems to be back to his normal self. I'm not saying he's cured yet, he's still on the treatment, but I'm just hoping that he hasn't got tracheal collapse, because ultimately that is. Anyway, while we were talking about tracheas collapsing, T-Boy has just passed me a little drawing. I thought it was me with pigtails at the moment, but when I look again, it's not. It's Kevin with his jingle stick. I think that suits him quite well, actually. I think that's definitely Kevin. Definitely Kevin with his jingle stick. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's big enough. Thinking he's a bit of a fatter stomach. Anyway, Kevin, would you like to come back?
Come
I've
back.
gone cold again. You put your cardigan on and you get warm. You take it off and you get cold. Last week, Calderdale
Who's
sent
cold?
Calderdale.
Where's that?
You've been to Calder.
Yes, exactly.
Calderdale.
Is it Wakefield area?
No, it's more coming into the Pennines.
Pennines, yeah, it's coming into Pennines. That one.
Sent us some man rolls. And he says, we always hear the rules from the female side. Now, here are the rules from the man's side. I thought I'd save them until you were here because you weren't here last
Man
week, were you?
rules. No, I was busy doing something for
No,
you.
that these are all numbered number 1 on purpose because men are not mind readers. So the man rules say, learn to walk the toilet seat.
Learn to walk.
Walk? Work. Learn to work the toilet seat. You're a big girl. If it's up, put it down. We don't need it. We need it up. You need it down. You don't hear us complaining about you leaving it down.
No, but what? Oh, so I've got to put it up myself. Yeah, I've got that.
I think you should be reading these out, shouldn't you?
Why have I got to do everything?
Yeah, you should be reading it out.
Number 2.
Number 2.
They're all numbered. They're all labelled number 1.
Yes, on purpose.
Oh, because they're all important.
Yeah, because men are not very good at following.
Okay, are you ready? Crying is blackmail.
These are men rules for women.
Yeah. Ask for what you want. Let us be clear on this one. Subtle hints do not work. They don't. Strong hints do not work. Obviously, hints do not work. Just say it.
So there you go, girls. If you want a man to do something, you need to come straight to the point and very clearly give them clear instructions.
We've had one or two of those situations, haven't we, dear?
Yes.
Yes and no are perfectly acceptable answers to almost every question.
Yes, we know
going down.
somebody who never ever said yes or no, don't we?
Come to us with a problem only. If you want help solving it, that's what we do. Sympathy is what your girlfriends are for. I don't get that.
If you want help with the problem, go to a man and ask a man to solve the problem. If you want sympathy, you need to go to a woman because men don't do sympathy.
Ah, yeah. Sorry, I thought it was husband's girlfriend. Moving on.
It's a Wally.
Right.
He's not putting this on, you know. This is what he's like.
Shh. Shh. Quiet, please. Please, please. Anything we said 6 months ago is inadmissible in an argument. In fact, all comments become null and void after 7 days.
7? I'd have thought comments became null and void after 7 minutes.
I think that when you need them, you can draw them up from years back. You've got plenty in your arsenal, haven't you?
Thanks, what?
Next one. If you think you're Pratt, if you think you're fat, you probably are. Don't ask us. Does my bum look big in this?
The other day, this dress, I'm going to stand up and show you. This dress that I've got on is a new one that I bought. And it's a weird fish jersey dress that I got 2 or 3 in, you know, like you do in the same style in different patterns. And I bought a size 16. And I said to these two, I'm going to be in a size 20 before I finished. I'm never a size 16 because I didn't want it skin tight. I didn't want to look like a sausage that had been jumped on. So do you know what T-Boy said to me? He said, well, just as long as you don't get any bigger. Didn't he?
He did.
He did. How outraged I was.
He's not here. He's not here to take the flat.
Outraged.
He's gone. He's gone now. She's...
Absolutely.
Yeah. You were right, though. Oh, what are we up to? By the way, that comment about they were right, you can only keep that for 7 days. If you think you're fat, you'll probably...
We've just done that one.
Oh, sorry. If something we said can be... No, it's not me, it's you. You've all got it on fast forward. If something we said can be interpreted 2 ways, and one of those ways makes you sad or angry, we meant the other one. Obviously. obviously.
He's not very good at this, is he? Shall we come back to this later?
Yeah. Yeah. I must admit, the number ones, if you'd have put proper numbers on, I wouldn't have duplicated that one.
Now, I think I must be,
You deserve a medal.
a man in disguise, because one of these says, please, whenever possible, please say whatever you have to say during commercials. And I subscribe to that one. It annoys me to death when you're watching a programme and somebody pipes up right in the middle of a good bait
Oh, annoys me to death as well.
with something inconsequential.
It's so dangerous speaking when telly's on.
And you think, did you really have to say that at that point? I don't know.
And then you get, have you ever got that?
Bye, Fiona.
Have you ever got that? Rewind it. Rewind it. And you
Just
think,
rewind that bit.
sorry. Rewind it.
You see, this one comes strolling in halfway through a programme, halfway through a meal, sits down and starts changing its subject. We've all got one, haven't we? We've all got one. So that takes us on to birthdays. It takes us on to birthdays. So this week I've ended up with a few more than I expected on my birthday list. I've ended up with a few more than I expected. So we're going from the 13th to the 20th of December. Are you ready? We've got a few this week. Today, Tuesday the 13th of December. Beverly Hitchin, John's wife. It's your birthday, Beverly. Come on down. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Beverly. A late arrival that was typed on during the chat earlier is Stephen Blythe, and it's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Stephen. Happy birthday, Stephen. Wednesday the 14th. And then on Thursday the 15th, it's Liz Beach. Happy birthday, Liz. Happy birthday, Liz. Now, Liz is a new volunteer. She's not been living in these parts very long. And I happen to know that her husband's doing some decorating, and I've tried to persuade him to come and do some here. Don't think that was quite what you got in mind, was it, Liz, when you were volunteering for doing volunteering? And then on Friday the 16th, another round of applause. It's Andy King. Carl Austin. His birthday tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 14th. I think I've just pronounced that completely wrong, haven't I, Carl? Happy birthday, Carl. Goodness, we've got a lot, haven't we, this week? And that's it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. So we'll go a few weeks with none. And then we end up with loads all at once. So happy birthday to everybody who is celebrating this week. And I think that brings this week's proceedings to a close, unless anybody has got anything else to ask, say, request, or anything like that. Anybody. Marcus says, I forgot to mention I'll put a different back patch on the Christmas jack. I took the 7 seconds down. I'm puzzled now, Marcus. I don't understand that at all. You've got to remember that I'm a bear with a very little brain, and I've lived with Kevin a very long time. So, make sure that you are all warm. That doesn't necessarily mean keeping your house warm. It means keeping you warm. Make sure that you all have a nice week. Don't go having any slips and trips and falling on that black ice and doing anything silly. And enjoy what you've got around you and your family and your friends and the festive season. So we shall finish as is customary.
We're not doing one this week.
Yes.
Oh.
Why?
Just asking.
Yes, we are doing one next week. We are doing one next week, which will be Tuesday the 20th of December. And then there won't be one on the 27th. Hello?
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello?
Just thought I'd show my face.
Hello? What? What have you got behind my back?
Nothing. Honest. Honest.
Get very suspicious.
No, not a thing.
Get very suspicious.
Go on, get your points in.
Right, are we ready? That's it then. That's it for another week. Now I do look odd. Smiling is infectious. You'll catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. And when he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. See you next week. Bye for now.